Welcome to day 35 of Screenwriter's Journey. This is a pretty quick day, so let's get right into it. Yesterday, I left off near the end when they're pretty much, sorry, everything is coming to a hilt, a head maybe, at the airport. And I'm just going through and tweaking some what happens. Let me get caught up for a minute here. Oh, all right. So Rachel is trying to give Holly a guilt trip, and I don't know if this was in the previous version or I'm adding this right now. I can't really remember. I'd have to go back and look. So I'm just purely experimenting with some dialogue right now. And it would be very interesting to know what the average amount of attempts I make before I land on something that I like. Obviously, this applies to all screenwriters, not just myself. And I have a sneaking suspicion that mine would be above average, but I have no idea. I swear I do. I do read some screenplays. I mean, a few really good ones that just feel effortless, like, wow, you just wrote this in, a week or something, which I actually did read one a couple months ago that I think she said, I don't know, she wrote it, sorry, in an extremely short period of time, but that is not me. But there's some screenplays that I read, the majority, they just feel lazy, and it's like, is this literally your first pass of dialogue or second or third? Of course, some people may say that about this dialogue. I don't know. So Rachel is like I said, trying to guilt make Holly feel bad, and really more is trying to get Lexi to see that Holly doesn't really have feelings for her or even anything, that she's just sort of doing this and she regrets it. And you can see the dialogue of what Rachel is trying to get at. Holly's trying to deflect it with some sarcasm, and I don't know that this really works. And then, like I said, he's long since grown restless. And would he really stand up there waiting and waiting and waiting? And as I mentioned earlier, upon reflection, I think this is too much dialogue for this late in the movie, because it's really there's 10 pages, 10 minutes left. So I'm figuring out if Salerno would threaten someone, how he would coerce Lexi to get on without being a total jerk. And at the same time, we all know what's going to happen unless the ending changes again. Maybe it will. Maybe there'll be a bigger shootout, like in the very first draft. So he's making some threats. Rachel's making some threats. So I'm working on this dialogue again. I think I just searched to see how often I've used the term 14, and it's like a lot. I think I'd mentioned this before. So I tried to cut that down a little bit. Oh, that's hilarious. I'm literally going back right now and changing. Isn't that crazy how, and maybe everybody does this, but I'm working on page 100 and I say, oh gosh, I need to change something on page 10, or I want to go back and look at how many times I've used this. And then I go back and then I get caught up in changing a whole block of dialogue. Look at that. I just have 14. And so I think the point was that I was trying to really boil it down to some time where it would be the most impactful. So I'm trying to work through this. And one way to end a conversation is this, either a phone ring or someone just yells enough, or a car crash or something. And the beauty about that is it can really happen anywhere. When you feel like it's getting too long, you just have someone shout, enough! And then Salerno makes a joke about the FBI. Then he's basically telling Lexi, get on, or I'm going to kill Larry or have him killed. And now here comes Gary to the rescue. Oh my gosh, it's the end of the day already. That was quick. I'm going to do another commentary right now. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you again tomorrow, or whenever you watch this, on a screenwriter's journey.